If you had invested $10,000 into Palantir at the start of 2024, you'd have over $44,000 because the stock went up 340%. And I hope you were in on it early like so many of my viewers. But the question I keep getting from viewers today is, should I buy, hold, or sell Palantir? And the answer is,
isn't it obvious?
The answer isn't cut and dry. But depending on your situation, it might be good for you to take any one of those actions. And I'll explain why. But first, the reason I'm creating this video is because I received an email from a viewer where he was surprised that I bought Palantir on the dip a few weeks ago at $64. And just so you know, I share my portfolio in my free newsletter, and I also let viewers know when I'm buying and selling my stock. And in this case, I had bought Rigetti, Nvidia, and Palantir on the most recent drop that was early in January. So anyways, Clark had messaged me and asked why I had bought the stock. And he mentioned that he had a running theory that it would drop to $45, and that's when he would buy. Now, I didn't ask him where he came to that specific price point, but I think I have a pretty good idea where he came to that very specific number. And there is...
So, since that was brought up, right? When people put out targets, be it an analyst, be it an email like this, right? That target is meaningless, right? That target has absolutely no bearing on the market, not at all. And I mean, he bought it on that $64 dip. Bro's got bigger balls than I do, right? He sacked up real hard, and it's like, what he did was he stepped on the train, on the tracks. He looked that train right in the eyes. He said, "You son of a bitch, you better turn around right now. Turn this Palantir ship around. We're going the other direction." And apparently he's a big enough dog that was the biggest order ever to move the market right back up. Right now, actually, terrible story. We're going to get dark here for a moment. My roommate's sister actually was killed by a train. Crazy story. She and some friends were walking along the train tracks one night, getting drunk in college like you do. And I'm getting goosebumps just reliving the moment. Anyway, they're walking down the train tracks, and they're on this bridge, and decent sized bridge, probably a couple 100 feet over the river. And train's coming down the train tracks. Her friends jump off, and she's trying to outrun the train on the tracks. Yeah. So every time I think about a trend, I think about Casey, because it's like, you don't get off the tracks, you're going to get run over, and they're just going to find pieces of you. So ugly, so sad. I know, Joey, I apologize for bringing that up. But that's just what I think about. And I can't imagine being in that position. So I don't know how he did that, but clearly he's got bigger balls than I do. But I'll tell you what, let me introduce myself real quick. My name is Christopher Yule. I've twice been awarded top 100 people in finance. I was mentored by 5 of the market wizards, the best traders of all time. I've been successfully trading since 2009, and this is where we save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. But before we start trading, let's get back into the video. And remember, only price pays. Now, be sure to stick around to see how we rank this out of 10 and subscribe if you haven't already.
There's nothing wrong with leaning in on information that's readily available. Analysts are good for an opinion, but I told Clark that anything is possible, but it's highly unlikely for Palantir to ever see $45 again. And what I had explained was this. Institutional investors, like hedge fund owners, they owned about 30% of the shares in 2023, and of course in the beginning of 2024. Now, institutional investors make up over 50% of the ownership. Now, I hope that you're asking yourself, what changed? Well, when Palantir moved up to the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100,
I was actually thinking to myself, so what? Who cares? Price is all that pays, right? And more institutional owners sounds great, right? The bigger the orders you can get to push price up, by all means, let's do this. But if you're looking at dead in the face saying, I know where that bottom candle is, I don't know. I feel like he got luckier more than anything.
all of those ETFs and mutual funds that make up all of those indexes, well, now they're forced to include Palantir in those funds. Once Palantir is in those groups, they aren't simply going to sell off the stock whenever there's a market dip. The biggest impact to the Palantir stock in a sell-off is going to come from retail investors and the inside stock owners of the company. So if the stock is running at $77 today, it would take the majority of all retail investors to sell off all their shares to force it to drop down to near $45. Now, I'm the first to say that I am
Okay, I'm following his logic there. That if you've got a big enough pool of buyers, they're not going to sell. But all the retail paper hands like me, they will be the ones selling. But that the institutions will never sell and they'll never take a loss and it's only going to go up. I guess. Okay. I tell my kids, okay. Mari, there's a lady in the chat. All right, y'all be cool. No more drinking and swearing. Oh yeah, glad we could. All right, Heck Tech. So many similar videos here before earnings. Only rockets are sold and earnings crying ballots. My price target. It's what the price is paying. Damn right. I mean, darn right. There's ladies in the chat. Thomas, glad you're here. Lady in the house. My bad. I added a new slide. OPP. Dookie Pie. He made it back. He or she. I assume it's a he. There's 96% of my audience is a he, so more than likely you're a he. Wes, SPY selling off bad in the last 2 hours. Ooh.
I'm oversimplifying this, but it's to make a point. And that point is that it could absolutely happen, but it's highly unlikely. However, given the uncertainty of retail investors and insider selling,
Hold on. I think Michael Wales is going to help me. I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's saying that institutions aren't going to sell scared on the dips like retail traders, right? And if they don't sell, doesn't that mean that they're always going to hold? And if they're always going to hold, doesn't that mean they're always going to win, right? That fallacy there just, I don't know how true that plays out. Thank you for trying to help me with that, though. My tiny little brain doesn't get it. Sebastian, good to see you.
the stock can easily drop down to the high 50s or even the low 60s. And this is what I had explained to Clark, and the reason for me buying it at $64. Now, I'm going to cover the situations for buying, holding, and selling in just a second. But I have to point out that I also get the question regarding why I invested a couple years ago into Palantir in the first place, and how I knew it was going to blow up. And this is where the quote from Buffett.
I don't like when people say, I knew this was going to happen, right?
It comes in handy, where he stated, never to invest in a business you can't understand. That particular mantra hurt a lot of people with regards to Palantir, because most people just don't understand what they do or how they add value. I, on the other hand, understand it quite well. You see, I often do consulting with very large companies, and I've helped in the deployment of several different ERPs or enterprise resource planning software. This is usually software like SAP, Oracle, or even NCR.
But yeah, how many of you have used SAP in the chat? I used SAP. I actually used to work at Raytheon, so I worked on Air Force projects there. My projects included the Predator and Reaper drones. And God, I hated SAP. It was like, ugh, barf. I never want to do that again.
But trust me, you don't ever want your company to have NCR. I apologize if any of you work there, but the deployment teams that I worked with at NCR,
they're the worst.
And this is where Palantir comes into play. Their Foundry system can live on top of a company's existing ERP system. And most of those systems are made up of multiple legacy systems that have been patched together with Band-Aids for decades, where most of the data tables are a hot mess. I have personally spent hundreds of hours writing SQL queries for creating useful reports in these old systems. But with Palantir's Foundry, it can create out-of-the-box data solutions and reporting in a matter of days. And that's why companies are sharing that they're getting tens of hundreds of millions of dollars worth of cost savings within just a few months of implementing their Palantir system. Now, what that tells me is that Palantir isn't charging enough for their services. If a company can recoup their investment in just a few months, then the software is priced too cheap. I can attest that most companies factor software investments to take at least 3 to 5 years to recoup. So I see this as a margin opportunity for Palantir. They should be charging more for providing this level of results. In looking at Palantir's last quarter, their US commercial segment was up 54% at 179 million. And this is an area I was shouting about 1 to 2 years ago, because when they start to grow their commercial business, their margins are going to begin to explode. And that's exactly what happened. And it's going to continue to grow at an amazing rate for probably the next 5 to 8 years, because no other company is as far ahead with their AI systems like Palantir. Now, I also want to point out that their US government revenue, it's up 40% year over year at 320 million. And with the new Stargate initiative, I guarantee that the government will be flowing a lot of money into Palantir to bolster their AI software systems even further. My overall point is that Palantir has a lot of upside over the next 10 years, which brings us to the original question of buying, holding, or selling Palantir today. If you don't—
All right, I'm going to give you my perspective. Now, I had somebody leave me a comment the other day. They're like, I don't know if you're a long-term trader or a day trader. First off, I do not want to day trade. I have one exception to the rule to day trade on just getting out of a position, but man, I lost so many hairs. I mean, look at this head. I lost so many hairs trying to day trade. Ain't gonna happen. I'd end up looking like him if I did. But as far as long-term investing, I don't do that either. I swing trade. And in my opinion, that's the best of both worlds, right? The only thing that I'm looking for is the price moving at all, right? Stocks can go sideways for ages. You don't want that. You want a stock that has momentum, has excitement, has the wind at its back. The moving average is going up, right? You want all of these people coming in and saying, buy, 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 right? You want to, in fact, I pulled up Outlier while he was talking. And what you want to see is the market getting greedier and greedier, right? And that's what we saw over the last couple of weeks or so. The market was fearful somewhat in Palantir, and then it's gotten more and more greedy. But also keep in mind, this is an enhancement to this chart. We recently changed it like in the last day or two, so it does look different than the last time we saw it. This is the whole tech sector, how it's behaving, right? How greedy is it behaving right there next to Palantir itself. So this is a top-down approach, and I really, really like that we have this incorporated right here too. So you can see that the tech sector itself is getting more and more greedy. Palantir is getting more and more greedy. Those are both a bullish sign to me. Absolutely, both a bullish sign. Now, let's go look at the chart of Palantir. If we look at the chart of Palantir, I actually put out a note on my YouTube community feed just a minute ago. I don't see anything wrong with this. Like, one of my all-time favorite trades is to buy a stock leading into earnings. This stock turned bullish on the 10-20-50 crossover was on January 22nd. Now, it's gone up a bit, not all that, well, I take that back. Scale here, Chris. 11%. It's gone up 11% since that 10-20-50 crossover. I don't care if you're a short-term trader. I don't care if you're a long-term investor. This is the kind of move you're looking for, right? You're not looking for great perspective. You're not looking to buy it. Hang on. We're going to do side-by-sides here. I wouldn't be looking to buy it at 73.68 on the downside, right? When it's falling like this, we don't know how far it's going to go. Clearly, Business with Brian knew exactly where the bottom was going to be. But for the rest of us, you know, who don't have such of a large brain, looking at this, I would say, I'm not touching it. Not until it finds its bottom and starts to come back up. You could still buy it back at exactly 73.63 on the other end of where the trend finds its bottom and starts coming back up, and have still made 11% in the last couple of weeks. That's how you do it. That is right there how you do it. Don't give me an excuse that you're a long-term investor. If you're a long-term investor, this is where you want to get in. If you're a short-term trader, also where you want to get in. Just saying. So looking at this, like, I can absolutely see the bullish case here. I don't see any overhead resistance at all on Palantir. Running up into earnings looks really cool. I love that trade. Outlier does have a buy signal active on this right now. The greed is coming into it. The fear is coming out of it. This is all green lights to me, with the exception of earnings. Now, earnings can be a crapshoot. You know that. Like, look at SoFi. SoFi had blowout earnings and has since then been monkey hammered. That is the official technical term that we will use in the Outlier trading room for when a stock is getting destroyed. It is therefore monkey hammered. SoFi picked up the monkey hammer and showed us how it was done. I'm not saying Palantir is going to have that happen. Not at all. But what I'm saying is this could absolutely be a similar situation in SoFi, which is buy the rumor, sell the news. Buy the rumor of stock of this incredible earnings growth, everything's hunky-dory, and then sell the news. That's exactly what happened in SoFi. They came out with fantastic earnings, murdered, monkey hammered to death. Okay? I don't want that to happen to you. So let's price this out as if I were trading it. So I'm going to scroll down to this slide. And so this is where Chris's head is at when I go into earnings. Okay. First off, is a trade already profitable? Well, more than likely. I'll tell you what. Let's imagine we're Business with Brian and we're geniuses and we bought the bottom candle. Only he and Nancy Pelosi can do that. We bought the bottom candle. We bought the bottom candle, right? We went to Bath & Body Works. We got the 3-wick candles on sale for $64 each, and they came with 1 share Palantir each. It was awesome, right? What a deal. We got the bottom candle. Rocket shipped after that. We're up 30%. Geniuses, clearly. So I'm up on the trade, right? It's trade or profitable. Hell yeah, I'm up 30%. Sorry, girls in the chat. Gotta watch my mouth. Does the expected move break the trend line? Well, what in the wide world of sports is an expected move, Chris? Check this out. So you go to the options chain. This is Tradier. Tradier is our new broker of choice. If you want to get an incredible deal, go to trade.tradier.com/outlier. You can get 6 months of Tradier Pro for free for being an Outlier customer. Plus, they'll reimburse you $150 right into your account. It's pretty sick. So let's go type in Palantir, PLTR. And this just pulled up here. Now, for me, I'd be looking at a deep in the money call. So let's say I'd go for like an 80 call, right? If I were still owning it, I might be owning the 70 calls, okay? But we want to price this out for earnings. We want to see where the earnings expected move is going. So we're going to first look at, hang on, expirations, all expirations. Okay, what we have to do first is find the expiration that has earnings inside of it, which is February 7th here. So we'll click that. Now, to get the price of the expected move, there's the expected move here. To get the price of the expected move, let me remove this annotation. So we want to find out how much it's going to move up or down, right? Somewhere in this ballpark, it's going to move somewhere, right? And so this is what the market makers are saying is it could go up to that high or down that low or anywhere in between or blow it out either direction, right? But what's the expected move? So first we take the call. So imagine buying a call at the money. So remember the expiration that contains your earnings at the money call and then buy an at the money put. Do not buy this. You're just pricing it out. So one of each. We'll do it the old school way. We'll go to put. Surely that's not what normal looks like on there. Let's make this back to 82. All right. So you're pricing out a buy to open on both the call and a put at the money. Hopefully I don't have to do that again. Am I clicking the wrong thing? I was clicking the theoretical, not the ask. Okay, my bad. Let me clear that out again. My columns were out of place. Bam. Okay. Ask. There, that's how it's done. Look at that. Chris learned how to click a button. Okay. So the price would be $11.40. Now we take 85% of that. And honestly, I don't remember why it's 85%. I should probably do the research to figure out the reasoning as to why it's not all of 1140, but I learned it and I forgot it. So forgive me. 1140 times 0.85, 969. So we're saying, and this is a good time to price this out because earnings are the next trading period. So 965-ish or 969 up, 969 down. Okay. So that means it would go from around 72.50 up to 92-ish, right? That's a giant move. That's a 11, nearly 12% move either direction, right? So back to this. Does that break the trend line I'm following? Well, I'm always following the 10-period moving average. Why the 10-period moving average? Here's your cheat sheet. Turn your phone sideways, take a screenshot of this. The 10 EMA is the indicator of the short-term trend. I only want to be on the side of the short-term trend because I want to be where it's going. And look, like you get on top of the 10 moving average, right? That's what happens. It closes under the 10 moving average. That is a red flag that stuff's about to hit the wall. And look what happened. Wow, it's amazing. It's like Chris knows what he's talking about, right? Look, when's the first time it closed under the 10, right? You go from November 4th. No, here, December 18th. Like 5 days later, the trend starts reversing, starts going sideways, right? It's just a red flag. It just says, hey, watch out. Something's happening. Anyways, would it close under there? Oh, yeah, for sure. Would it close under the 20? Bigly. Would it close under the 50? Looks like it's pretty close. My thing's in the way. Maybe not. But, I mean, that's a risk I'm not willing to take. As a risk-first trader, heck no, I wouldn't take that. So for me, I would be looking at this and I'd be saying, you know what? That trade is super profitable. It's been great. I was such a genius. Me and Nancy, we bought our shares together while we were at the mall shopping at Bath and Body Works. We got a free candle with it. But the expected trend line absolutely is going to break. So I'm not going to hold it through earnings. That is exactly what I would do with this. Now, like I say, it's ultra bullish right now, but it's a risk I'm not willing to take. Not at all. Let me catch up on the chat here. I only got a few minutes left before I got to run. ESAT says he's always watching those videos. SAP is a German company. Ryan says it sucks. Trump's meeting today. All stuff's going on. Electronic music. That sounds fun. Made money with SAP. Very cool. John James. It's a down for today. Peter from the Netherlands here. Monkey hammered. Love it. Buy the dip. Frick no. Don't buy that dip. Unless you're this guy and he buys the dip because he's the one who moves the market from the dip. John James is just messing. Where are earnings indicated? On the chart right here. Let me make this bigger. On the chart right here, there's a, I don't know what you call that, like dark orange, burnt orange, go Texas, thing, notification, a line right there. And it'll show you where the earnings were, right? There was earnings right there. There's earnings coming up again. I am far too honest and straightforward. You're welcome. Anthony says, you have a good blueprint for anyone to follow. My guess is Palantir drops. I don't know. And that's the thing with earnings is that we don't know. We can have the absolute most bullish case, which is what we have, right? Palantir is the most bullish case scenario right now. But that doesn't mean it's going to continue on after earnings. I'm just saying. I think I need a Monkey Hammer graphic, properly understand. Ooh, we should make Monkey Hammer t-shirts. Speaking of, we are in process of making t-shirts that'll be down the merch shelf. That's going to be so much fun. I'll be wearing them too. We can all dress the same. It'll be a good old time. Mari, I used to work for a fire department, so don't worry. I'm used to it. Okay. Scottish guy. That's not a worry, is retail mostly roll with emotion. Everybody rolls with emotion, right? This is not just retail. This is everybody. Tech. Calculation exit half ATR, same for options. So for me, when I put my half ATR onto a stock, I'm saying that's where I'm going to get out. If I were holding the shares or if I'm holding options, half ATR down from where it's at right now, that is my stop loss point. Go trainer team, mate. Good to see you, bro. Electric music. Sold my SoFi stocks because of you. It was the right decision. Glad I did. Congratulations, Courtney. Another girl. Looks like we're also in declining breadth. Yes, for sure. Let's take a look. Tell you what, we're gonna wrap this video and we're gonna push through. And we're gonna have to go in ultra fire speed here. Y'all get ready. Let's rank this video. Go. What's your number? I don't have a long beard like Gandalf's, right? So I can't do that. So I gotta like rub my face. I'm gonna give it a meh. I'm gonna give him a 5. And I'm gonna give him a 5 because I can't believe. Listen, I find it very incredulous that you happen to buy the very bottom candle as if you were Nancy Pelosi herself. Just saying. You lost me at that. But you could have. So I'm gonna throw it a 5. Tons of 4s, tons of 5s. Courtney says, looks like there's also declining breath. Marco, wouldn't the exit be at 950? I'm sorry, I wasn't doing the math. Lots of 4s, lots of 5s. Very cool. Appreciate you guys. Oh my goodness, it's today's member highlight. And don't forget it's Friday, which means we have our weekly winner circle. If I can find the daggum button. All right, this is great. So over in our Discord, the way you enter the weekly winner circle is just share a post about how you're using Outlier, what you're doing, and let us know if it's helping you make money, if it's keeping you out of trouble, if you got into a trade or out of a trade or whatever, right? We just want to hear back from you how you're using Outlier. And there have been so many people this week. So let's go through these real quick. Where's my last post here? Okay. So Warfish managed to pass the exam doing some research. Way to go, Warfish. That includes you, right? So let's keep on. Dave Guess switching to 0. I wouldn't do 0 DTE options, but that's okay. You do you. Dave, just put in some good trades and do it the old-fashioned way. Mikey Mike, somebody's big winner for sure. There's April. Wes is here in the chat. Ryan, normally listen to Chris as a guru, but this time trusted his gut. Hey, you know what, dude? You do you, and you make some money. Let's go. Actually, somebody, I think it was Dookie Pie in the chat, was talking about NVIDIA, right? And like the trend is down, right? I mean, a trend can go up, a trend can go down, a trend can go sideways. But looking at this, the trend is down in NVIDIA. Let's continue on here. Ross, his first outlier trade, but he made some money. Way to go. Congratulations, Ross. That's awesome. Let's see. Colorado Coon. Hadn't seen him in a while. Who is that? I think that's Nathan. Forget. He used to come in the trading room, but it's been a minute. Anyway, same trades as me, but dude made money on him, CNP and HSBC. So you know what? Colorado Coon has more money in his account than I do. So congratulations, Bob. Bob's here. Ryan again. Way to go, Ryan. Hartford, Texas. A big win. Time. Very novice. Been watching people on YouTube for a couple hours a day for the past couple of months trying to learn all different methods. Very confusing. Now I only watch Chris. Oh, that deserves a big fire emoji as well. Michael Wales was talking about his Palantir trade right here. So congratulations on that. And Ryan says, what a snipe. No joke. Brian rules. It's been a while since we've seen Brian. Congratulations to Brian on his Palantir move right there. Whoa. Outlier is definitely helping me look at mini stocks. Thanks, Outlier. Well, normally I would take everybody's name, put them on a list, and we'd have a random number generator. But I got something awesome for you. Outlier has had a couple issues this week, and we got approval from the top down that literally anybody and everybody who shared in the share your big wins section, you won. Everybody did. Everybody's a winner this week. Congratulations. Now, you had to post before I type this out to be a winner, but everybody who posted in there is going to get a $10 Amazon gift card. April's going to send out about 1,000 of them in a couple of days. So congratulations to everyone. Congrats to everyone. You are all winners this week. How great is that? Thought y'all wouldn't mind that at all. Congratulations to Wes and Dave and Ryan and who else is here? Mikey Mike and Michael Wales and Adam. Yeah, for sure. Everybody wins this week. Congratulations to you all. Yes. So that came down from Mark. That was Mark's idea. He's like, dude, let's just throw them all a bone. They'll love it. And I thought, yeah, let's do it. So be sure to share your stories in the Discord. And of course, hit the like button to tell everybody how much you like Outlier. Now, real quick, what is Outlier and what does it do? Well, old Uncle Warren would say, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. An Outlier shows you if investors are acting irrationally, fearful, or greedy, and by how much, allowing you to get in the stock before the Outlier move. Now, listen, today's the last day. I've been pushing this the last day that you can get Outlier for 64% off, right? Literally 82 cents a day for the annual pass. Now, we've had a lot of people asking the way to get it. If you already have a monthly membership or if you're in your monthly trial, just email support@outlier.com. Be sure you do it before midnight tonight. Mahesh will get it converted over for you. No sweat, no problem, whatsoever. But it does end tonight. So you need to do it right away if you're going to do it. Now, for my style of trading, I call it the golden ticket trading strategy. And only price pays in this. It always starts with the market, with the Outlier trend template, with the 10 over the 20, price over the 50. Let's take a look at the market. I heard y'all saying the market's selling off. Huh. Am I surprised? No. Why am I not surprised? Name it in the chat. Why am I not surprised? I'll show you in a moment. By the way, we are getting a new set of stock charts here in a minute. Mahesh is actively working on coding that in right now. I don't know how that's done. Way beyond my skill set. So in the near term future, you're going to see some changes, but it's going to make it load faster and look better. So you're probably going to love that. Market breadth has been the problem. That's what was her name? I got to roll up. Forgive me. I don't remember your name off the top of my head. Courtney. That's what Courtney noticed. Absolutely. Nailed it spot on. This is not a surprise to me to see this pullback here. Now, what does this mean what is this mysterious market breadth that Chris speaks of? It's the number of stocks getting buy signals. Okay. How many stocks are we getting a buy signal on today? Let's take a look. Today's number of buy signals, we got 24, but we got 46 sell signals. And this is a big pro tip. When the shift happens, there will be a unbelievable amount of sell signals all at once. I remember one day, we were in the trading room one day and there were 700 sell signals in a single day, right? It can go hard and it can go fast. So what I'm trying to do is give you a little bit of warning and say, listen, the market was telling you, because the market breadth was pulling out, to watch for the market to start getting weaker. Now, let's also contextualize this too, right? Imagine that the stock market, the SPY, right? The price of the SPY, imagine that's the general, okay? The general's marching north and he's like, all right, troops, let's go, right? We're going to the battlefield. He's marching north and he turns around and he's like, where y'all going? Hey, where y'all going? That's because while the general's going one way, all of his troops who helped push up the general Like they're sitting on the sidelines and they're like, oh, I don't know, I want to do this, right? I think I might go the other direction. So that's exactly precisely what we're seeing here in this pullback in market breadth, right? Contextualize it in that way and it makes total sense. I hope that that helps, right? Drop a number 8 in the chat if that's helpful to you. Let me keep on. Everybody's saying, oh, Nathan is whoa. Okay, cool. Congratulations. Yorn is here. Happy for all the winners. Nice. You guys, no, you're fantastic. Catch up on the chat here. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, boy. Everyone have a great weekend for sure. Bob, you're welcome too. Anthony, happy weekend. That's right. Go 500 trader team. Be careful, guys. Someone hit the sell button hard about an hour ago. Market cycle. Oh, monkey hammer, market cycle. Those could be two good t-shirts. I like that. Market breadth. That's why. Heck tech. Very good. Bloodbath time. We'll have to see. I'm not ready to call that. Hit the like button, says the Scottish guy. Brian, you made it. And congratulations, Brian. You won. All right. Everybody's throwing 8s in the chat. Very cool. Very cool. Coach B says, late to the party. Hello, gang. Hope all are well and having a great weekend. I'll tell you what. For me, right, we do have the bullish trend that's waning and waning hard and fast, right? Waning hard and fast. We have bearish breadth, right? Once it peaked over 75 and starts to come back down, that's considered bearish to me. And I don't trade again until we get that crossover back going bullishly. So for me, that's the master key right there. I want to see the SPY with the buy signal, market trend being bullish, market breadth being bullish, and we don't have the confluence of all these. So because of that, I don't look any further. I had somebody ask me a comment the other day. They're like, do you ever trade? And I said, yeah. But like 40% of the time is the only time that this works out. The rest of the time, quote of the day, which absolutely should be on a t-shirt, is sit in cash and don't F up, right? Sit in cash and don't blow out the gains that you've been making over the course of, weeks, months, or years. Just sit in cash and wait until your setups come to you. New band name, I call it. Ryan gives us 7.5. Ryan says, nice. But I tell you what, thank you all so much for coming today. Do me a favor in the chat. Tell me what you're trading. I would really love to know. And of course, come back tomorrow/Monday, right? We'll talk about Palantir, what happened with it, and we'll help you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. Don't forget that special literally ends tonight at midnight. So if you are going to upgrade, get it now while you can. Email us at, hold tight. Mahesh was like, please tell people, because he's tired of telling. Please tell people to email support and we'll get that upgraded for you. And we'll help you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. YouTube's going to show a couple recommended videos. I would absolutely love you to click one of those. I would recommend for you to click one of those. And you know what? I'd recommend for you to have a fantastic weekend as well. Have a fantastic time this weekend. We have Boy Scout Pinewood Derbies, which I'm so stoked about. And I'll show you what it's all happening on Monday. Have a great weekend. We'll talk soon.